Milan-San Remo is the perfect example of an Italian-style race. It kind of runs like an opera, you know. There's a beginning part, a middle part, and then the beginning it gets you into it, it gets into the rhythm. Then obviously it goes gently, then it builds up to a crescendo right at the end.
The tactics, well, what's the plan? What's the plan in San Remo? Who's at the start line? Is Katusha gonna bring just climbers or whatever, or like, is there a plan B, or they just go for one, like we do? There's plan A, and we stick to it.
And as well, it's a 300-kilometre race. If you're switched off, you're not conserving energy. You've got to think all the time about conserving as much energy as possible. Taquino's the highest part of the race, you know. It's not on TV, it's before the real big race starts, but it's the highest point in the race. It's a climb, actually, isn't it?
It's not the hardest climb, but people want to race up there to be with the first riders on top, so they can descend easier on, you know, we can take it a bit easier in the downhill. The riders try to make it hard as possible, but like we saw in the last years, the speed is so high up the climb that nobody really rides away anymore. You just sit on a wheel and you just head down, and sometimes you just close your eyes because it hurts so much. But you know you have to stay on the wheel, and this is what makes it special. The Turkey, everybody just races till you hit the tunnel, and when you come out of the tunnel, people take the jackets on. But when you're too far back, then it's going to be a really fast and dangerous downhill for you.
There's a couple of corners that, like, they sharpen up on themselves, and they'll get they're the same corners every year that there's a crash on. And you've just got to hope that there's no one that crashes in front of you on them, you know.
And the thing is, like, you're absolutely on the limit, and the corners all look the same. So sometimes you know there's a dangerous corner coming up, and then you pass the corner and you think, oh, that was the dangerous corner. And then you come into the next one, but it was the next one. So you always have to be really aware of what's coming up next.
It's pretty dangerous, especially on the descent, you know. You can't really lean it over like you want to, and even on the flat, you get one person touch their front brake on a roundabout. There's a lot of roundabouts, like you've got big lead outs into all the climbs, and when you go through towns with lots of roundabouts in, you get one person touch their front brake there and the whole peloton comes down. The real racing starts when you hit the coast. That's the point where you can't, like Bernie just said, you want to be at the front for the descent to the coast. It just makes it easier, less stress for you to save energy. But then once you hit the coast, you turn right, then the real racing starts. You've got about 50 kilometers to Limani.
Going into Limani, the 10 kilometers before Limani, and then you come to a small village and you turn right, and there's a small gate you go through. From that point on, it's like flat out to the finish. There's no recovery.